here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on site, on location at the American Kickoff in Charlotte, North Carolina for the first time ever in the Queen City. And we are here with no stranger to the broadcast. That is the FAU Owls down where they win in paradise down in Boca. Zach Kittley
right.
here. Coach, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Great. And welcome to the American. Welcome to
Appreciate
FAU.
that. Yeah, appreciate it.
So just what you could say about being a part of FAU, why you chose for Florida Atlantic to be the right fit for you, the right spot.
Yeah, it all starts from the top down with leadership in the university. You know, we've got an unbelievable president in Adam Hasner, and what he's done in his short time. He's only been president there now for a few months, but his vision and where he's taken the university is unbelievable. And then, you know, right underneath him is our athletic director, Brian White. And no stranger to big-time athletics with him and his family background as well. Just people that I believe in, and I know how much they care about athletics and how much it can be a huge advocate for the university to put our university on the map if we have a great football program, and I know they want to win. And so having great leadership from the top down, a great place for a recruiting hotbed in South Florida, and then you mentioned it, paradise, a great place to live and bring my wife and my 3 boys.
You know, and like you said, a new president, and then Brian White, who I've had on the show a bunch of times, leading the athletic department. How have you seen their leadership parallel each other? You know, sometimes when you're in an institution, there's differing messages from the school side of it to the athletic side of it. Sometimes the academic and athletic butt heads, or they're not together. What do you see at FAU?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think they've got a great cohesion. I think you see it just in the time that they spend together and how much the president's been over with us in athletics. Again, I think that he's going to be very innovative on what we want to do from the university standpoint for athletics. And again, he's no stranger to understanding that you have a good basketball program, good football program, all that. All it does is put your university on the map, and it makes us a destination for people who want to go to school.
For you being a coach, what is the most rewarding part for what you do? I mean, obviously you want to win. But beyond that, what is the thing that when you are kind of sitting there at night staring at the wall, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the actual coaching piece, I mean, just seeing your student athletes have success on and off the field. I mean, it's fun watching them grow, and growing from young men to grown men, and watching all the success they have and see their dreams become reality. That's what it's all about for me. I'm still a little bit old school in the relationship-based. I'm a relationship-based coach.
Yeah.
You hear that word transactional going on a lot right now because there is money involved now in college athletics, but I'm still a relationship guy, and so I love my players. I love being around them, and so me every morning when I get out of bed, I'm just fired up to go see those guys every day.
And when you talk about relationship versus transactional, I speak about it all the time because in the world of the media, I never was in here to be transactional, but I see it daily. I see it, by the second sometimes. Why is it so important to remember relationships and to not treat everyone like an ATM?
Yeah, I mean, for me, if you're in a dogfight in the fourth quarter, if your players love you and they know you love them and you're there to take care of them, they're going to fight harder for you in that fourth quarter. If it's all transactional, they've already got their check. Whatever kind of happens in the fourth quarter may just happen in the fourth quarter. So I think that's the biggest piece, and that's just how I am. It's how I was raised, is to be a man of character and integrity, and to love people and treat people with kind and respect. So that's just kind of how we operate here at FAU.
And when you see, at FAU, like you said, how you operate, looking at the fact that we are living in this NIL space, the American, as you heard Commissioner Tim Pernetti say, has opted in. Didn't have to opt in, but chose to opt in. So there's that revenue side of things of each school having to generate money here to be put into, your student athletes. So there's NIL itself, there's the house settlement, there's the transfer portal, there's, constant realignment talk and all of these things. How do you as a coach keep the main thing when you obviously do have to address certain things as well as the transfer portal being open as of right now, where they can transfer right after a spring game or right after spring practice, and they can also transfer right before a bowl game?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think the word you have to use is adapt. You have to be ready to adapt at all times, and it's ever-changing, and it's going to continue to be ever-changing. It's the next 6 months, some rule's going to change in college athletics, whether it's one transfer portal window or whatever the case may be, and so you have to be prepared for all those things. And I'm just kind of, I believe you kind of got to roll with the punches kind of type philosophy. And whenever these things kind of come down the pipe, you got to have the right people in place to help you out along the way, and you just kind of roll with it.
The foundational pillars for your culture. We hear the word culture used a lot, but it cannot just be used, it has to be implemented.
Yep.
What does your culture look like? When we're building the house of Zach Kittley, those pillars that we're building, that we're going to have this house stand on, what are they?
Yeah, we've got 4. So number 1 is be a family. Again, it's all about relationships. Again, if you have genuine care and love for one another, you're going to go a lot farther. And that's with like our actual families, my wife, my kids, with my staff's family. That's with my players and their families. It's everybody. We're talking about a huge family. So number 1 is be a family. Number 2 is have fun. I mean, I tell my players and my staff, like coaches, we get to coach football for a living. And I tell my student athletes, guys, you're about to go out in the grass and play football. And you're getting your school paid for, and there's other incentives to that too. Like, we got to have fun, man. And so we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be a family. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna work hard as number 3, and 4 is gonna be tough. Again, I'm 33, but I got an old school mentality, and we're gonna have like blue collar type mentality. We're gonna work for what we get, and nothing's gonna be given to anybody in our program. And then the toughness piece, I think tough people are warriors, and then they can do a lot of things that maybe you can't do if you're not tough. And that's the mental side of everything, and that's the physical part too. So those are the 4 things that we lean on in our culture.
And I can definitely appreciate that. And when amidst all of those things that you have in your culture, adversity builds character. When we look at your journey and the road that you took to get to FAU, what are some of those things that you've met along the way that you feel like have prepared you for this moment?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It's kind of crazy, like you said, just how it all works out. But I mean, my first spring at Houston Baptist, taking over the 26-year-old Division I offensive coordinator that's never called a play in a real game yet. I get there, we have 5 offensive linemen. My old lineman breaks his toe practice 2 of spring training, so we have to do 7-on-7 all spring. So we never got to run the football once, never got to even do a team period. Had to battle through adversity there at Texas Tech, man. In 2022 and 2023, had to play 3 quarterbacks both years there. Just devastating injuries to your guys, but that adversity makes you better. It builds character, and without those moments, I definitely wouldn't be sitting here today.
Well, coaches typically don't have the opportunity to ask the questions. I change it here on Wake Up Call. So we do a thing called Rapid Fire. You can ask me any topic, any question. 2 questions, whichever your first one is. So in the moment, what do you have for me?
Favorite NFL team?
The Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm upset with them right now, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, I've been a fan since they came out in '95, and got to know a bunch of guys over the years. There's some things within the organization that I wish got back to what they used to be, but I've met some really great people there.
Love it. Best game you've watched in person?
Best game I've watched in person is a great question. I probably have to say the College Football Playoff National Championship this past year, just to be one of the few media in the world that is credentialed, standing on the field. I got to meet Captain America. Anthony Mackie was on the field when I was there, so I got to talk with him and meet with him for a little bit. So God has been great, and I don't have any complaints. I mean, life is interesting, it's challenging, but if you lean into life and you lean into your faith and you lean into God and you lean into what He has for you, you will go far beyond what you have anticipated for yourself.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. Love it. It's
Zach
awesome.
Kittley here.
Yeah.
It's the first time you've been on the show, but I hope to have many more.
No doubt.
And I obviously appreciate covering FAU and hope the best for you and the Owls this season and every season.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.